Okay, this is going to be a video of the setup of a GigaPan. Um, I'm in southern Sierra Nevada, in the Kern River Gorge, and I'm on Kern River Road, about to shoot across toward Highway 178. Some of the nice road cuts there across the valley. I've got my GigaPan set up with camera on top. On its tripod, and so here goes the setup. First thing I'm going to do is basically level the GigaPan unit, and I generally do that down here. There's a level bubble up here. I'm trying to level that a little bit, but the unit's a little wobbly, so I'm not sure how much I trust that. Anyway, that's all tightened down. These are tightened down. Okay, next thing, I'm going to plug the camera in, flip open the viewfinder there, pull off my lens cap, and let's turn both units on. I'm already in manual mode over here. I generally like going through the viewfinder there. Whoops, that's not working. Alright, power on the GigaPan. Now the first thing I'm going to have to do here is go down to camera setup. And I'm going to go to camera setup and choose the field of view. First of all, I got to figure out the zoom for this. I'm probably going to go, I've got a 70 to 300 millimeter lens on here. I'm going to go for something in the neighborhood of 200 millimeters. I don't need the full zoom, but okay. And that's going to show me the view through the viewfinder there. Autofocus and on. Okay, so the zoom is set. I'm going to say OK to set the field of view. Zoom is set, OK. Align horizon with the top of the screen. Now I'm not going to go all the way up to the horizon. I'm going to go use the road, which is directly across from me. I can see that well enough in the viewfinder here. So there, I've basically got the road at the top of the viewfinder. We're going to say OK to that. That reference is set. Now we zoom so that road is at the bottom of the viewfinder. I don't want to go too far, so 4.3 degrees, back it off a little, 4.2 degrees, that's good enough. Okay, so the field of view is set. We can X out of the camera setup. Now I'm going to go to set up a new panorama. All right, okay to new panorama. Camera zoom is already set. Okay, now I move the camera to the upper left of the pano. So I'm going to pan right up. Now just looking at the scene here, the highest point in my field of view is going to be on the left at the top. So that's going to be where I set my high point. And then the bottom end, I could go all the way down to the river. I'm not sure if I'll go that far. But yeah, well, that's the second thing to set. So let's get the top set. I want to get mostly sky in that top edge. As I pan to the left, I get, yep, mostly sky, mostly sky. That's going to be hard to see, but mostly sky. And all the way to the left edge, I got this tree to kind of frame things on the left. So that's where I'm picking my top left corner. So I say OK. And now I got to set the bottom right. So I'm going to pan all the way down. I got another tree to frame the right side of this. Yep, I don't want to touch shutter. Whoops. Oops, I didn't want to do that, but that's all right. Anyway, I want to pan down. Right now, okay. I'm not quite all the way down to the river, but I think I've got all the interesting geology down there. I have 17 vertical pictures. And go all the way down to the bottom of 17 vertical pictures. Okay, went to 18. I'm going to back off to a little bit back to 17. And now I'm going to pan over to the right-hand side. That's going to be framed with the tree there. So we're at 21 by 17 here. Take 24 minutes and 3 seconds to shoot it. That looks good to me. All the way out to 22 and back. Okay, so there's my lower right set. I don't need to see the panorama, it would just go to the four corners, so I'm going to skip that. 357 pictures start. Yes, okay. Camera's on. Now it's going to give me a bunch of check boxes. At this point, I just want to go back into the center of the field of view or somewhere kind of representative of the overall exposure. And I want to use the camera to the viewfinder kind of see what my exposure is like. First of all, I've got the autofocus on. I'm pretty much going to shoot this one at fixed focus because it's all about the same distance. So I'll set that right here as well. I'm pretty happy with that focus. And now the exposure, I'm going to take that to be roughly the middle of the exposure range. Let's go up a little bit further and see if that overexposes anything badly. No, that looks like it's going to be pretty good across the board. Okay, so I got my exposure settings thing all set. I'm going to say okay to the rest of these. And after focus locked, it's going to go straight to starting up. So my focus is fixed. I can check that one more time. Just autofocus on some spot out there and then turn off the autofocus. And yeah, everything else looks good. So we'll say after flash off, that's where we get started. So I'm going to begin taking the panorama. I generally want to check the first couple images to see that we got sufficient overlap. It's going to be hard with the blue sky right here. I also want to just check that it's actually shooting. In this case, it's shooting vertical columns. I commonly shoot rows, but all right. Yeah, okay, I've definitely got enough overlap. So, pretty confident with that. It's pretty much a matter of just watching it shoot from here on out. So we'll end the video here. Thanks a lot.